Yes, it's a new intro. This also starts a new beginning for Team Grind. I will be discussing some important updates on the channel later this week, but for now, let's focus on the topic at hand. I know that you are interested in the new stuff coming in Deimos Arcano update, like those new weapons, arcanes, and a bunch of things that you can use to be a godly power creep, but honestly, I think these are not the things that you should get excited for. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have new stuff, but after playing for almost a day on the public test cluster, I find that the most exciting on the Deimos Arcano update are those quality of life changes that the developer will make to warframes and weapons. Just take for example the massive rework for the glaive weapon. The tweaks that Digital Extremes made to the pistol and glaive combo are very special, that I even forgot that I wasn't recording the clip because I had so much fun using both Kuvanuka and Glaive Prime in a void survival mission. I'm sorry if I can't show any demonstration on this video, but rest assured that all the information I've provided here is all facts, and taken from my experience on playing glaive weapons on the public test cluster. So there are a couple of major changes to how you can use glaive with pistol in the Arcano update. The main purpose of these changes is fluidity in motion, and the developer did achieve this goal perfectly. Some of the general changes that make glaive even fun to play is, after the update, you will be able to throw the weapon again once you caught it in midair. Also, charged throw can now be done while using both glaive and pistol, or using the thrown melee weapon alone. The next big change is the ability chain throws together by simply doing a hold combo while the glaive is returning to you. And lastly, my most favorite change, wielding both pistol and glaive will allow you to use combos from the stance that you are using. I'm really sorry if I can't show you a clip of how amazing this tweak is, but to tell you a bit of how insane it is, I was using the Astral Twilight combo on my Glaive Prime while using the Kuvanuka, and it wrecks high-level enemies without breaking a sweat. If you are not a fan of charged attacks, and simply want to use the combos of your glaive stances, then I suggest you try Astral Twilight. The stance has good damage multipliers on its combos, and plenty of movements and AoE attacks to deal the most damage to enemies. Although you might want to stick with fast combos with your glaive, you shouldn't throw the opportunity to try out its charged attacks. Charged throws will also have some massive tweaks, beginning with the removal of heavy attacks while using only the glaive weapon. All throws are now considered as heavy attacks, which means that the lower the time it takes to throw the melee weapon, the more DPS you deal. Mods like Amalgam Organ Shatter, and as well as Killing Blow will now be crucial for reducing the time to throw a glaive weapon, and if you have both these mods, then you will gain a whopping 0.2 seconds charging time. Also, tweaking how fast the charge time per throw allows users to mod for more damage, while using Spoiled Strike, without being bothered by how long it would take to throw the weapon. While this is not a strong fix like the first one, or the other things which we will be discussing further, I find the easiness of throwing melee weapons a very noteworthy change. In the past, throwing glaives feel a bit clunky, and you somewhat need perfect timing to deal the most damage, but now, you can just hold and it will auto-release at the perfect time. Another very strong change to glaive weapons that I've noticed during the public test cluster is that it seems that the developer is removing the fall-off damage for this type of weapon. I did not see any fall-off damage on the stats, and while testing it on a real mission, and as well as in the testing room, it seems that they totally get rid of fall-off damage. But then again, this is still a placeholder, and we could hear something like it wasn't intended and was removed in the Glaive Rework, or this was actually the intention of Digital Extremes. Fingers crossed. The last notable change that I've seen on the test cluster is the new Power Throw mod. It's not actually a new mod, but the developer decided to change the punch through bonus that this mod gives. From now on, this mod will add 100% melee damage per consecutive throws, which can stack 3 times while using the charged throws of glaive weapons. The consecutive throw part refers to the chaining throws, and it may require a bit of finesse to somehow gain the maximum melee damage boost of this mod. It's somehow beneficial to Glaive Prime because it gives out more slash damage to the weapons, but as I've said, you would need to throw and catch it at the right moment to receive the full buff. Now, these are not the only things that will be made available for the glaive weapons. I've heard that they are also giving it 2 new explosive mods, but sadly, I haven't got enough time to test it in the test cluster. If you somehow managed to give it a try, then what I would want to know is how these mods interact with the heavy attacks of glaive weapons. Do they generate combo, or do they spend combo count when used like any heavy attacks, do while using a melee weapon? Let me know in the comments section below if you somehow tested these new explosive mods in the test cluster, and I would also want to hear your thoughts in general about the upcoming Glaive Rework. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.